The Galactic Council chamber was quiet. Too quiet, leaders from 20 different alien empires sat in a wide circle. Floating translators buzzed softly. The topic was peace between Earth and the Galactic Union. Tension hung in the air like thick smoke. Humans were new to the stars, and many in the council still saw them as primitive. Aggressive, dangerous. Standing at the edge of the room was Logan Hunt, a Navy SEAL from Earth. Tall, calm, silent. He wore no armor, no weapon, just the black uniform with Earth's emblem on his chest. He had been sent as a symbol of peace, but also as a warning. That's when General Tharzek of the Kroval Empire stood up. He was tall, covered in dark red armor, with sharp ridges on his face. "You are insects pretending to be strong." He stepped closer. Logan did not move. Then, in one fast motion, Tharzek raised his hand and slapped Logan across the face hard. A gasp echoed through the chamber. No one had expected this. A full strike in front of the council. Logan didn't fall. He didn't speak. He just looked up. Would this start a war? But Logan didn't move, not yet. His jaw clenched, his fists tightened, and behind his calm eyes, something deadly woke up. The slap was just the beginning. Something far worse was coming. Logan Hunt didn't speak. He didn't shout, didn't draw a weapon. He simply moved fast, smooth, like lightning wrapped in silence. Before anyone could blink, his right hand snapped forward. It struck just below Tharzek's jaw with perfect precision, a single motion, clean and controlled. A sharp crack echoed through the chamber. Then, slowly, the alien general collapsed to the polished floor. His cliched gasps and screams followed from all corners of the chamber. Council guards rushed in, weapons raised. Several pointed their blasters at Logan, but he didn't run. He didn't flinch. He stood there, arms at his sides, breathing steady, eyes cold. He had just killed the Galactic General in front of the entire council in 2 seconds. Ambassador Varen of Earth stood up, his voice calm. "Self-defense?" he said. "You all saw it." Some aliens began shouting. Others whispered in fear. One delegate even fainted. This wasn't just an attack. It was a message. And the message was clear. Humans are not weak. Touch them, and you bleed. Council leaders froze, unsure what to do next. War, sanctions, silence. Logan's eyes swept the room. Not with pride, but with warning. He hadn't started this. But now, the galaxy needed to understand something very simple. Earth doesn't slap back. Earth strikes. The council chamber was in chaos. Tharzek's body lay cold on the floor. Medics confirmed what everyone already knew: his skull was crushed, shattered from a strike no one even saw coming. Logan Hunt stood still, hands behind his back, silent as stone. The guards kept their blasters aimed, but none dared move closer. The council's leader, a tall silver-skinned being named Zarkal, slammed his hand on the table. "This is an act of war," he shouted. "Earth must answer." But when they tried to contact Earth, nothing came back. No voice, no message, no response. "Try again," Zarkal barked. Still silence. Across the stars. Earth had gone dark. Inside his holding cell, Logan sat quietly. No restraints, no fear, just calm breathing. An alien diplomat watched from behind a force field. "Why won't your planet respond?" he asked. Logan looked up. His voice was steady. "Because they don't need to." That answer spread fear faster than any weapon. It had simply turned away. And that made everyone in the galaxy wonder the same thing. What comes after silence? Because if that single soldier was Earth's response to an insult, then what was waiting in the shadows? Something bigger was coming, something far worse than silence. Council scientists demanded answers. Bones, nerves, muscles, everything was examined. What they found shocked them all. "No implants, no enhancements, nothing artificial," whispered Dr. Veller, a four-eyed Varnek scientist. "This is ... natural." Another researcher showed a scan of Logan's hand, bone density far beyond. "Anything in our database, reflex speed off the charts, pain tolerance, nearly inhuman." A third leaned in. "How many more like him exist?" No one had an answer. Outside the lab, council members watched the reports with growing unease. "We thought humans were fragile," one muttered. "We were wrong," another replied. "We weren't studying a primitive species." We were studying predators. Inside the observation room, Logan stood up and calmly rolled his shoulders. His eyes met the camera. He knew they were watching. He wanted them to watch, because what they had just learned wasn't a secret. It was a warning. Humans don't need armor. The alien guards didn't understand he had no food, no communication, no contact from Earth. And yet he smiled. Counselor Zarkle watched him through a screen. "Why is he calm?" he asked. "Doesn't he realize what's coming?" But Logan did know. He remembered Earth's final briefing before departure. The words from the mission commander still echoed in his mind. "If they touch you, don't hold back. And if they take you, stay exactly where you are." Logan wasn't captured. He was placed. Was this a rogue incident? Or was it part of something bigger? Behind the scenes, human diplomats went quiet. Earth's military channels locked. The silence wasn't weakness, it was planning. And Logan, he looked up at the ceiling and whispered 3 words. Phase 1 complete. Somewhere deep in space, hidden ships began to move. Other humans, hidden across alien territories, received a signal. Council leaders had no idea that Logan wasn't just a soldier. He was the trigger. And now, the hunt had begun. It started. A council forensics team scanned the fracture lines in his skull. That's when they saw a shape burned into the bone. Not from heat, but from impact. A perfect circle with 3 sharp lines cutting through it. A hidden message. The council called in codebreakers, historians, and military analysts. After hours of study, one researcher spoke up, trembling. "This isn't a threat, it's a statement." The symbol matched old Earth military marks used in secret Black Ops missions. The translation was chilling, one of many. Panic spread through the council chambers. One of many. Counselor Zarkle echoed. "There are more of him." Across the galaxy, leaders began to whisper. If Logan wasn't the only one, how many were waiting in silence? How many had already been sent? Eyes turned toward human colonies, embassies, and trade ships. Every human face suddenly looked dangerous. "They didn't declare war," he growled. "They delivered it." And deep in his cell, Logan smiled again, because they were finally starting to understand. Humans don't warn twice. They leave messages in the bones. It began with a ripple, just a whisper in the void. A Varnak's deep space telescope picked up something strange. Massive energy readings from the edge of the Sol system. Dozens of unknown objects were leaving Earth's orbit fast, quiet, cold. At first, the council dismissed it. Probably mining ships, they said. Cargo haulers, perhaps. But then the scans returned. These were not cargo ships. These were warships. Sleek, black, and armed with weaponry the council couldn't identify. No communication, no broadcast, no registration codes, just movement. Alien fleets scrambled to reposition. Defense stations went to high alert. Spy probes were launched to intercept. None returned. Inside council halls, tension rose like a storm. Delegates argued, shouted. One ancient being whispered, "Humans are not reacting. They are executing a plan." And far away, hidden in deep space, the Armada split into formations, each targeting a different system. Logan's final whisper had come true. Phase 2 had begun. Alarms screamed across the Galactic Council's command center. One by one, outposts along the outer systems were going dark. No distress calls, no explosions, just ... silence, as if they had been erased. Counselor Zarkle stared at the growing red markers on the holomap. "What are we looking at?" he demanded. The reply came with a chill, unknown. But they move like ghost no signals, no errors. They strike ... and vanish. A new message blinked on the central screen. Not from Earth, not from any official channel. Just 3 words. Judgment Day Protocol. No one in the council knew what it meant, but every military leader present felt a weight settle in their chest. In his locked cell, Logan Hunt stood still as the lights flickered. A low hum filled the air. Then his cell door opened. No guards. No resistance. He stepped out far above, hidden in Earth's network. An AI unlocked pre-planned systems across dozens of colonies. Satellites realigned, covert agents activated. All without a word, the galaxy thought Earth had been watching it. Hadn't it had been waiting? The council ordered fleets to prepare for battle. But deep down, they knew. They weren't about to fight humans. They were about to face Earth's answer, and it had already started moving. Jitha's first target vanished. Without a trace, a high-ranking warlord from the Kroval Empire gone overnight. No signs of entry, no alarm triggered, just his empty chambers. And a thin line of red across the floor. Then, a senator from the Varnak's dominion disappeared from a luxury cruiser mid-flight. Her guards never saw anyone. The ship's logs were wiped. Only a single bullet casing was found Earthalloy. The council gathered in emergency session. Fear filled the room. "This isn't war," one delegate whispered. "This is a hunt." Across the stars, human operatives were already in motion. Silent, precise, lethal. They didn't wear uniforms. They didn't fly banners. They didn't ask for mercy. Back on the station, Logan Hunt walked through a restricted corridor. His file had been erased. No alarms triggered. No guards stopped him. He entered a hidden chamber and activated a terminal. His voice was calm. Logan to command. Phase 3 in motion. Targets confirmed orders. Earth's voice came back, cold and clear. Clean sweep. Leave one alive. One to speak, one to remember, one to spread the fear. This wasn't a war. To claim land or power, it was a message carved into every shadow, every silence. Never strike a human and walk away. Because when humans hunt, they finish it. The Galactic Council chamber was nearly empty now. Half its members were gone, vanished, killed, or too afraid to return. The room that once echoed with power now trembled with silence and fear. Then the doors opened. Logan Hunt walked in, not as a prisoner, not as a soldier, but as a shadow the galaxy could no longer ignore. No guards flanked him. No weapons were needed. Behind him stood 5 figures, cloaked in black. No names, no words, just presence. Counselor Zarkal, once proud and defiant, stood frozen. His voice cracked as he spoke. What do you want?" Logan stepped forward and laid a small device on the table. It flickered to life, projecting Earth's symbol-sharp, bold, final dot. Then came the message. "We warned you. You ignored us. You raised a hand against one of ours. Now, you kneel not to a flag, not to an army, but to the consequence of your arrogance." One by one, the remaining council members stood. Then, with slow, shaking motions, they lowered themselves to their knees. Logan didn't smile. He turned and walked away. The war was over without a war. Earth had spoken through silence, through shadows, through the quiet fall of enemies, and now the galaxy understood. This is not humanity's rise. This is your fall.